If you've seen the other show, you've seen my little Octagon. The reason I've drawn this is because it's difficult to explain how amazing the Chimaev-Meerschaert finish is, because it's so quick, 17 seconds. It's easy to just kind of write it off as, well, Meerschaert got backed up against the fence and he got taken out. But there was quite a lot happening. Now, so if we imagine Chimaev is red, so he's going to start here and he's going to move straight out into the center. So when he touches gloves, this is where he is. Meerschaert, on the other hand, has walked out from his corner and has stayed here. So that's where they've touched gloves. Now what happens is we're going to see Chimaev posture and push a little bit in this direction. So this is going to start to encourage Meerschaert to move away, which is ideal for Chimaev because it's moving Meerschaert towards his right hand. Southpaw v orthodox, going to be the same as against Nate. So Meerschaert starts to do this. He starts to circle and then he cuts across. He tries to get into the center. He comes down here and then he cuts across. And Chimaev's followed him. So now Chimaev's moved into this spot and he's seen Meerschaert cut a corner. So he's going to turn and face him. He's going to throw a front kick, which is going to push Meerschaert back. Now Meerschaert's going to be over here. He's going to be back over towards where Chimaev started in the first place. And Chimaev, of course, is going to fill that space. This is now the point where Meerschaert can't get off the fence, because Chimaev is now edging himself towards that black line on the inside of the octagon, and Meerschaert is going to start to kind of coast around this space here and try and maintain some space at the same time as Chimaev cutting right across there and cutting him off. There's a little double feint here, a little double jab. Come on. A little double jab there that he throws. Then he pushes him here and he feints again with the double jab. And what that does is it closes that door once more, so Meerschaert continues moving. This is the point where he now starts to get tangled up against the fence, which is ideal for Chimaev because Chimaev's just going to continue pressuring him. And what's going to happen is Meerschaert's going to bring himself around here and he's going to find himself trapped up against the fence and stuck there. And that's the end of the fight. Now, I know that looks a little bit confusing, but what you've seen Chimaev do is come straight across and touch gloves, start pushing Meerschaert around towards his right hand. Meerschaert's tried to cut the center, so he's kicked him back out to the outside of the cage, and then he's filled that space, and then he's kept him up against the space, up against the fence here. And like, if you think about this from Meerschaert's perspective, if I'm stuck in this corner here and I'm Meerschaert, and Chimaev is standing right in front of me here, as I said in the last episode, all of that space is now Chimaev's. Like, you've got to imagine the claustrophobia that Gerald Meerschaert feels, because he can't get to any of that space without going through Chimaev. And he's been put here without being really hit. I mean, the kick didn't really do anything. He was already moving away before it landed. That is through sheer presence from Chimaev. That is him being able to walk his opponent down, shows the double jab, closes the door, shows the double jab, closes the door. And eventually you get Chimaev going across, sweep, kick, push, 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 KO. And on the other side, you've got Meerschaert, who comes out, touches gloves, and he gets swept, he gets pushed, and then he gets trapped up against the fence until he gets knocked out. I wish there was an easier way for me to explain it, but that's the way it looks in my head. And the way when I watch that fight play out, I think to myself, that is just pure control of the space, patience. There's a couple of times when, like, over in this, where's my other colour? Over in this area and this area, there's a couple of moments where you'll see Chimaev just kind of double pump his lead hand, pump, because he's trying to get Meerschaert into the right line for this cross. Watch it again. You'll see the way that this plays out. It's just beautiful footwork, beautiful control by Chimaev. And with that kind of patience and with that kind of striking ability, as well as the stats that back it up with his punching power, the longer this fight is on the feet and Nate is trying to box with Chimaev, the sooner he's going to get caught with something that is either going to put him out or put him down and in a vulnerable position, rocked, where he's starting to take some more shots. Like, Nate's been armbarred once way back in his career. I think Chimaev might be able to dart him if he's tired and bloody enough. We've not seen Nate be properly stopped since Josh Thompson, and that really he wasn't out. He wasn't out, Mickey Flanagan. He was kind of rocked. He was like, took a massive kick to the side of the head like a baseball bat, and he's still there trying to scrap. Like, he's incredibly tough, but there just comes a point when your opponent's a little bit too much. And I kind of feel like that might be the situation here.